A TV reporter's been murdered and a weatherman's missing. No, there's not a bizarre plot to wipe out Nottinghamshire media personalities. In fact, it is the plot of the latest book by writer and award-winning journalist Steve Orme. Storm Deaths is Steve's debut novel. He leans on his experience in news to craft a story of journalists in jeopardy. Steve is on the line now to tell you more. Steve, I tried to be succinct and sum up the plot, but I don't think I did justice to the mystery that's at the heart of this novel. Tell us more.
Yes, my first crime novel. I've used a lot of my experience in the media, which I've been involved in for many years. And there's an old saying, write what you know. So I've certainly done that with my first book. There's plenty about the media in there, because I've worked in TV, radio and newspapers over the years. There's also a little bit about basketball, because I know something about that. And I used to cover the Derby Storm when they were going a few years ago in the top league in the British Basketball League. And then the only thing that I did have to learn a little bit about for this particular book was police procedure. But I met some really great guys in Nottinghamshire who put me right on certain things, so that the book is as authentic as it could possibly be. So if any current or retired police officers pick this book up, I hope that they'll think that I've got the procedure correct.
That's what you want, especially because they'll be master investigators as well. They'll be picking holes in anything they see. What attracted you to crime? Obviously, there's a clear dramatic element to these stories, whether you're covering them in news or in a novel.
Well, I just tend to be drawn to crime. I watch a lot of crime stuff on the TV. A long time ago, when I was reporting in the provinces, I used to really enjoy going to court and reporting on some of the villains who were being sent down in those days. And when I thought about writing a novel, I looked at other genres. I really couldn't write a children's novel. I'm not into fantasy or anything like that. So I thought, well, crime is really popular, and it's what I fancy writing about.
Your career must have been so based on facts, information, and not straying from those facts. Has it been in any way liberating to veer into fiction?
It has in a lot of ways, yeah. Although there are various things that happen in the book, which actually happened to me in real life. There's one particular incident which is involved in a courtroom, and somebody doesn't quite hear what has happened, and gets it wrong when he does his report, and that really happened to me. Well, I was sitting alongside a guy who got it wrong because he was a little bit hard of hearing, and I was able to craft that into the book towards the end.
That's more than murder or being kidnapped. That's every journalist's fear, mishearing something and getting it wrong in the story.
Well, it is, and if you go to some of these old courtrooms, the acoustics are really bad. And I remember when I was a cub reporter on an evening newspaper, we used to go out into places like Repton and Willington in Derbyshire, and those courts, which were held once a month, were held in a village hall, and they were just changed for that particular day, and you couldn't hear much at all. The acoustics were so bad.
Where can we get this book, Steve? Where can we get our hands on it?
Well, it's available through my website, which is steveorme.co.uk. Alternatively, you can get it on Amazon. It's available on e-readers, and it's available on all the usual channels. It's a book that I've self-published, so I've had to learn how to get it in the correct format for all these different channels, as well as being able to write the book.
Do you fancy a sequel, or have you already killed off all the local journalists in this fictional news universe?
Well, there's one particular strand right at the end, which isn't quite fulfilled,
Okay.
and so that is going to be a prominent part of the next book. And people who've already read Storm Deaths have said to me, "Oh, can't wait for the sequel." So
Steve,
it looks as though
we've
I've
got
got
to
to
wrap
finish it.
up, but thank you so much. Steve Orme's debut novel, Storm Deaths, is out now.